Welcome back to the Line Her Coaching Podcast, where we are bringing in imagination and discovery through both energy coaching and relationship coaching. And I am your co-host, Darcey Elizabeth, with my girl, my soul sister, Christine Barr. And today we have a fun topic to talk about, and we actually are going off one of our community members' questions. But first, make sure to follow us. Follow us on each of our podcasts, the Claim Your Worth podcast, and then You Gotta Meet Her podcast, as well as a YouTube channel. So if you are listening to this and want to see us in person, to see all of our craziness, our hand motions, the whole show, check out the YouTube channel that is down in the show notes. And we're here every single Friday with a new episode for you. So with that, let's jump in. Our question this week is from Chelsea P. from Vermont, my old state. And she says, you ladies are so inspiring, and I love watching y'all on YouTube. We love you too, girl. And thank you for the YouTube shout out. I am trying to grow my Her question is, I am trying to grow my makeup business, but I feel like I have tried everything. What do I do now?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having a makeup business. I love it.
Christine, you got to give them the background. Christine has a background in makeup.
Yeah. I actually had my own eyeshadow palette and my own lash line and my own lipstick. So it's hard work. And I could only imagine what it would look like right now, doing it with like all the issues you have with like shipping and stuff. I did this before the pandemic, so good for you.
Yeah, I feel like you should bring the eyelashes back.
So I do want to bring the eyelashes back, but I haven't found anywhere in the US that I really like. Like they're all from overseas.
Yeah.
And I'm really trying. I'm really okay. I know this is totally off topic. So my thing right now is like, I'm trying to buy American, not necessarily local, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love it.
So, and so like when you go and you're getting like all these things to get your own label, normally it isn't made in the USA. Like it's made somewhere else, and a distributor is basically just putting all of your labels on it, where I was doing that myself, but I was still getting it from overseas. So I'm trying to be a lot more, or should I say, I'm trying to be more active in buying like domestic, except for my beer and my tequila.
Yeah, we're not going to mess around with that.
No. And I mean, it's Mexican, like both of them are Mexican.
Right. Exactly. We don't mess around with tequila, especially margaritas.
Right. But you know, my dream is to have my own tequila line. So
yes, I can't wait to see that come to life.
It's going to. I have it. But when it comes to Miss Chelsea, and you say that you've tried everything, I'm going to tell you right now, you haven't, girlfriend. You have.
He's here for the tough love today.
Right. Yeah. You haven't tried everything. Just stop saying those things to yourself. What that is doing is giving yourself an excuse to be okay with being mediocre. And if you want to be mediocre, then go to the drugstore, right? Like no one that has the dream of having their own makeup line wants to be mediocre. You want to be different. You want to stand out. And so in order for you to do that, saying, I've tried everything, yeah, that just doesn't work in this situation. Trying everything doesn't work in any release situation. Would you say, Darcey? Like there's no such thing as trying everything.
Yeah. And like, here's the thing. It's like, if you think of any millionaire or somebody who has been very successful, they have hit 100 roadblocks, if not more, before they, reach their goal, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Let's talk about us. We are here today. And let me tell you, there has been many times where we have been like, is this for us? Right? Should we be doing this? But you got
Jesus.
Right. Like what? We got another roadblock. We have this issue, right? But that's the joy of also being an entrepreneur, right? So really, you got to really dive into obviously your why, right? And you got to know that's going to be a challenge and embrace the process, but also you've never tried everything,
Right.
right? There's
And
always another option.
correct. And I always go back to when people say this to the Tony Robbins release 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 the power within.
Yeah.
You can get this on Audible. I will put it in the show notes. Actually, let me write that down. Tony Robb.
I still
There we
gotta
go.
read it.
Oh my goodness, it's my jam. And it's actually the Audible is him in conference. So you're getting the conference information through book form of Audible. And one of the things on there is like, man, I've tried everything. And he goes to say basically like, oh, so have you tried like 1,000 things? And they're like, no. Okay, so like, have you tried 500 things? No. 100 things? No. 50? No. And it's like, it turns out that if you write down all the things that you tried, it might be only 5. And you're saying you've tried everything? Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. And when I think of makeup, there are so many different avenues in makeup that you can go through. So is it like the eyeshadow isn't working for you, you're not getting the colors that you want, and then or the liner, or you're not getting the printer, or you're not being able to get it online, you don't have the pictures, whatever it may be. And I say this to you, go make your own. If there's no one out there that you can find that's doing it, baby, you go do that for yourself. You figure out, like, okay, well, I can't find anybody that makes these labels for me, so I'm going to make my own labels. And you keep on going, and then you can start releasing yourself from all those things that have been no. Maybe you are the answer for it to be a yes. And other people, external factors is not what's going to get you there. It's going to be you. And I would say that would be my advice for someone that says, I've tried everything. Write down how many things you have tried, and then count how many of those are. And then you'll realize you really haven't tried everything. And if that doesn't work, go do it for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And for anybody who's listening to this, who is in the same boat as Chelsea, where you're feeling like, hey, I've tried everything, whatever it may be, right? Whatever your situation is, mark this episode, come back to this spot where we tell you, keep going.
Yes.
Keep going, right? If you had this goal or dream on your heart, there is a reason. And to just keep going and keep showing up, because consistency, keep showing up, you are going to make your way there.
I love that. Yes. And I think also with relationships, me coming in with that relationship help. I think of when I'm working with married couples and they're like, well, I've tried everything. I've tried talking to her this way and I've tried talking to her that way. And they've really just rearranged the words and said it slower. And it's like, no, maybe you should try validating each other's feelings. Maybe, and I can give them a list of things that they haven't tried yet, And so it opening up that communication within the relationship to be like, okay, we haven't tried everything. Don't give up on your relationships. Don't give up on your friendships. I mean, you would never give up on a kid because they fell on their face, or a baby every time they got up to walk. You'd be like, no, they'll eventually get it. Maybe they need to learn how to stand first. And your first child seemed like they went from crawling to running, right? And then the second one comes in and they just keep falling and falling and falling. You wouldn't be like, well, this baby's not going to learn how to walk, right? Like you would try to find different solutions. Maybe we need to get them a walker. Maybe we need to figure out, if there's some stability issues, or maybe they just don't feel like walking right now.
Because they're all on their own time,
Yes. Babies do whatever they want. And that's my favorite part about babies. It's like they have no social awareness to know that they are not listening, right?
Yeah. And also, if you're at this point where you're like ready to throw your hands up, but you want it, hire help. As in, get yourself a coach, invest in yourself, or even ask somebody that is already doing it, right? If you have a friend that is, also at the top of her business, go to her and be like, hey, I feel like I'm like stuck. What should I do? Right? really get yourself in the room where you can ask others like, hey, what else should I do? Get that guidance. There's tons of coaches. There's tons of free resources. Check out Instagram. I'm sure you can follow somebody else who has a similar business or a similar goal, and you can see, hey, what are they doing? How can I get that? Or how can I work towards that? Am I really trying everything I can to make this successful?
Yes. And we have coaches, right?
Right.
We have
Always.
coaches. There's always someone that we are collaborating with. There's always, and we don't necessarily have a coach together, but we both have something that we're working on that benefits both of us, right? So it's not necessarily you need to just find, oh, well, I really want to know how to do makeup, so I'm going to get a makeup coach. But what else can support that? Maybe you need to get a business coach. Maybe you need to get a finance coach. Maybe you need to learn color.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many different things out there that you can learn how to do and get a coach for.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So with that, I have an energy moment for you. That anybody who's listening to this that is feeling stuck in life right now, what I want you to do is called a brain dump. I want you to take a piece of paper. I actually might have one here. Let's see. If you're not on YouTube, you got to check it out so you can see what I got going on here. But what I did, I don't have it, darn. What I did is anytime I'm feeling even if I'm just feeling overwhelmed, I take a piece of paper and I write all over the place different things that I could be doing. Okay. Brain dump any idea, big, small, brain dump it on there. Put it all on a piece of paper. And it can be anything from I should invest in a coach. I should post more. I should talk to so-and-so. I should look this up on Google, right? Put all this stuff that you could be doing to make your business more successful or for you to grow or whatever your goal is. And then after you have that huge brain dump, I love to go through and do an ABC order, as in, here's my A's, whatever needs to happen. What can I do right now to make this work, right? So I'll go through and go A to whatever you can do today, B, whatever you can do next week. And then the bigger goals, if you're get on somebody's podcast that is huge to grow your makeup business, if that's later down the road, put a C or D and then really just start getting those ideas out there. And so every time you're what can I be doing right now? You can look at that, right? Especially if you start putting them in alphabetical order, this is what needs to be done today. This is what I can do in the future. And just getting real clear that at any point there is another option, and to just brain dump everything that's going on, everything you're feeling in your body, put it on a piece of paper.
We do that all the time. So
yeah, I literally did this exercise last night because it helps me, especially having my brain, right? My ADHD brain, where I'm all over the place and I want to do 50 million things. If anybody knows me, I am multi-passionate. Ask Christine. I have a new idea every single day. It's annoying, I know, because I live it, right? But with that, it's instead of getting so stressed out about not being able to do any of them, my new thing is just put it on a piece of paper, brain dump it out, and then go from there. And that will also give you clarity, but also talk about energy, clear that out of your mind. So you're not another thing I could be doing and just holding it all in your mind. That gets exhausting, right? So if you have a resource that you can put it all on there, it kind of releases that pressure. Yeah. Christine, what is your homework this week?
Well, in the spirit of saying that you haven't tried everything and letting you know that there's other ways, I wanted to pose a question for relationships. And it's, how do you like to check in about our relationship each day? And the reason why this is the question is because we normally ask, how's your day? right? How's your day? How's your day? Your significant other, your friend, your kids. How was your day? Good, bad, whatever, right? But how would you want me to check in with you? And normally, how's your day is such a formality. It's almost like when someone's like, how are you? And you say, good, thanks. How are you? And it's not necessarily that you care how that other person's doing, or they might say, oh, I'm doing bad, or, it goes into a one word answer kind of question, but you're asking and it doesn't necessarily always feel like you're caring about it. So, in a spirit of trying something different, my tip is don't ask how's your day, but try deeper questions like when what went well in our relationship today? What went well in your day? Or how can I be helpful to you tonight? So this can open up a lot if they say, oh, nothing. Or actually, can you help me with this? Or I was wondering if you could give the kids a bath while I did dinner. Or can you pick up dinner? Right. And it can also be like, how do you want me to check in? Do you want me to send you text messages? Do you want me to call you on my way home from work if one of you has to commute? It can look so many different ways, and you did not even know because you haven't tried anything on how your spouse, your significant other, your friendship, your kids would like to connect to you each day to make sure that y'all are good. So that will be your homework for this week.
Ooh, I love that. And on that note, I think that is a wrap for this episode. And Chelsea, go do the thing. We got you, girl. And thank you so much for your question. And if you want to ask us a question, make sure to send us a message at alignher.co on Instagram. Also, give us a follow and like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, guys. That's what we would love to see. And let us know. Let us know which ones resonate with you, right? Tagging us in your story so we know what do you guys want to see more? That really helps us bring the energy and coaching and relationship, all that to the podcast. So with that, Align Her Coaching Podcast, and we are here to inspire and imagination and discover through energy and relationship coaching. And we will see you next Friday.